we at least can get you guys started on entering the promotion, at least the giveaway. Here, we'll just jump into today's agenda for now. If you're here already, go ahead and go to that link that you see, ul.ink/175C6 right there in blue, and make sure you enter the entry form, and we'll be drawing a winner at the end. We'll give everybody about 30 more seconds here, just for those people that might have trouble logging in or whatnot, and give everybody a chance to. Oh, Ryan Pinnell, thank you. Yeah, the link won't be live on your end. Go ahead and just you should be able to just type it in a browser. Sorry about that. There might be a way to to make that clickable for everyone, but I'm not sure how that's done yet. So maybe I might have to look into how to do that. Sorry about that. But thank you for joining us, Ryan. I appreciate it. And maybe hopefully everybody sees that. There is a chat. Feel free to ask questions within that. There's also a Q&A, like a designated Q&A as well. So feel free to ask questions, and I'll try to address those questions at the end. So any questions that come in, I'll try to address them when we get to the end there. Okay, hopefully everybody, well, I'm just going to go through the today's agenda and get things started here, and feel free to keep entering that form if you're still doing it. Okay. All right, officially begin. Welcome everyone to today's digital sales training. My name is Mark Milligan. I'm a client success manager here at Audience, formerly known as Aptivata, and we've got a number of fun things to cover today. We really do. So let's get started. First and foremost, please take a moment to visit that URL. As I mentioned a little bit before ago, they're in blue. Make sure you enter today's giveaway, and I'll preview the rest of these items here in the meantime. For those that are new, we will be drawing a random attendee at the end of the call. That lucky winner will receive a $100 Amazon gift card, compliments of Audience. So just type that URL into your browser if you haven't yet, and enter that form. Remember, you must be present when we draw the winner to win. Okay. Now, once everybody's had a chance to enter that, we'll discuss a few updates to our annual Pro Football Pick'em and make sure everyone is prepped for the upcoming season. After that, I'm excited to introduce a brand new sports promo that we are releasing this season. We call it the Pro Football Survival Challenge. Sounds cool, right? And well, I'll try to refrain from giving away any spoilers here before we get to it. We'll also quickly touch on a couple of valuable options you should always be pitching to any client that's looking for leads and customer data. Finally, we'll answer those questions I mentioned. Feel free to chat them in or do it ask them in the Q&A, and we'll choose that lucky winner. All right. Hopefully everybody's had enough time to log in, get entered. Let's go ahead and begin, shall we? All right, the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge is the traditional one that hopefully you're somewhat familiar with. So yeah, let's kick things off. So I'm excited to say our pick'ems are getting a nice and fun facelift. In addition to gaining a sleek and updated look, it's also very easy to navigate and interact with. From the games to be the games that you're picking to the leaderboard, it's a clean and easy to read. It's very easy to read, such as there's no uncertainty whatsoever about which teams you selected or which picks you got right or wrong. It's very clean, and yeah, it definitely an updated look as well. So, but it's more than just looking nicer. We've actually made improvements on both the front and the back end, especially to the mobile design for that matter. It's all designed to increase overall engagement with your users. All right. Now, the Pro Football Pick'em overall, this is kind of the preview for those that may have not had a chance to opportunity to participate in prior years. This is a traditional pick'em where each week participants try to predict the outcome of each game. The more they get right at the end of the week or by the end of the season, the higher their score on the leaderboard. We take care of the overall execution, game schedules, rules, etc. We also provide a $50,000 prize to anyone that might be able to predict the entire season. No questions asked. They get it right. They get it completely right, they win. So Um, However, as with all of our national promotions, we highly encourage you to customize it. We provide everything, graphics and rules and all that stuff, but we encourage you to customize it, especially with your unique sponsors in mind. You're welcome to use our generic images, but you can replace them with custom graphics. You can give it a unique title. Hopefully, you're getting as many sponsors on board as you can. And whether national or local, all campaigns should have a customized entry form. That's, whether we're talking about pick'ems or just a typical sweepstakes, please be customizing that entry form to collect actions and data that is helpful for maybe your company and also for your client. Okay. We highly recommend adding local prizes, by the way, such as like a top score prize at the end of the season. And we found that adding little smaller weekly prizes really boosts participation throughout the full season. This starts at the end of August, so make sure to visit our idea studio and sign up. Even if you're not sure whether you'll have a sponsor yet or not, please sign up anyway. You can always back out if things don't go to plan, but we want to make sure that you we get you on board in time. That's all. Okay, cool. Moving on here. Okay, the Pro Football Survival Challenge. This is where things get really fun. So our brand new Pro Football Survival Challenge is, well, that's exactly what it is, actually. So just know that this new game can be run in either in place of the traditional pick'em or alongside it. In fact, we're seeing some great ideas where they're being packaged and sponsors together. I'll touch on that in a moment. But okay, so what is it? It's similar to the traditional pick'em, but with a pretty awesome twist. Instead of trying to predict every game of the season, all the way, all 12, 13 games every week, instead participants only predict one of the games each week. It's up to them to which game they want to choose from. If they get that pick right, they move on to the next week. Now, if they get one wrong, actually, that's not a problem because it's double elimination. So if they get 2 total weeks wrong, they're out. So the goal for them is to make it to the end of the season or at least get farther than anybody else that's in the game. So it's kind of a fun twist to a traditional pick'em, right? But there is one more twist actually in addition to that. So this is where things get fun. As I mentioned, participants can choose which game of the week they want to try to predict, but once a team has been chosen, that team can't be picked again for the rest of the season. So that's when some real strategy comes into play, right? So try and decide, hey, when are the Jets? Is this a chance for the Jets to win? Is this one for the Bengals to win? So yeah, you try and get those right. So all right. As far as let's see. I guess I just covered that part. They get to predict what, once a team's been chosen, right? I kind of missed that slide there. But okay, as for choosing a winner, ultimately, the further they go, the better their score on the leaderboard. The more games they get right every week, the better their score improves. So even if no one makes it to the end of the season, you'll still be able to see who made it the furthest or who got the most picks right. And just like our traditional pick'em, there is a tiebreaker feature built in based on trying to predict the final score of the game. As they're making their picks, say what's the final score going to be? They try and guess, and if the closer they get, better their tiebreaker score. But that doesn't come into play unless there's actually a tie with regard to how many picks were picked right. Okay, cool. Sales opportunities, that's what we want to talk about, right? All right, so as I mentioned earlier, the survival challenge can be run in place of the traditional pick'em, just kind of as a fun new idea. But one suggestion is to package them together. Maybe even give a little bump to your ROI and by charging a little bit more to run both together. An idea that seems to be quite popular is to offer a larger local prize for the survival challenge. That really gets things going there and really catches people's attention, gets them engaged. But still to offer those small weekly prizes for the traditional pick'em. That way, even if someone has some unfortunate luck early on in the survival challenge, they can continue to engage and win through the traditional pick'em throughout the rest of the season. So note that these campaigns can be hosted anywhere, and in as many places as you need it to be. For example, they can be hosted on the sponsor's webpage in place of or in addition to your company's website, right? So both campaigns allow for multiple sponsors. In fact, one idea is that I've seen a smaller client wasn't able to afford a full sponsorship for the full length of the NFL season. So instead, the station sold them targeted weeks throughout the season, some specific weeks that were beneficial to the client. And so so that's a possibility. The point is, these promos allow for a lot of creativity and flexibility, so you can do whatever you got to do to satisfy the client. All right. And customizing the user experience, this should be a go-to with any promotion, actually. It's never more true. A sponsorship should be much more than just a logo placement and email opt-ins. Hopefully you know this by now. We've hit this hard over the years, but offer custom actions and data collection through the sign-up form. Collect qualified leads, with using unique and helpful questions for your client. Whatever information and actions that will help them with their objectives. Okay, that's just kind of a good method overall. So as for the survival challenge, if you go to the Idea Studio, and this is just like with the traditional Pick'em, by the way, you can find the sign up form and the downloadable toolkit, which includes a comprehensive sales sheet that you can hand over to a potential sponsor and they can look it over. All that is found on our Idea Studio. Again, even if you're just considering the survival challenge, make sure to sign up. You're never obligated to run a campaign that you sign up for. That's not a problem at all. But we'd hate for anyone to miss out on an awesome opportunity because they were, maybe still waiting on a little too long for a client to kind of confirm whether they're in or not. So, all right. All right, last little topic here I want to touch on before we get to the drawing a winner. Impressing your clients. I just want to take about 4 or 5 minutes real quick, maybe not even that. So, okay, so these might be your best friends during the sales pitch, these next 2 topics. The first is our integrations. One thing that many of our clients don't realize is that these integrations are not just for your station or for your company. If you're trying to impress a client and they have a CRM, please don't forget to show them the integrations page on our Idea Studio. We've listed all of our CRM integrations that we have available, such as Salesforce, DealerSocket, MailChimp, PromoSuite, VinSolutions, HubSpot, or any of our more than 20 CRM integrations. And we're always adding more, by the way. We're continuing to add to that library of CRM integrations. But if your client uses any one of those that we have, we can easily and quickly connect and send entry data directly to them. So here's the not only is that cool, but here's the benefit. It's not only is it more secure that way, not having to send spreadsheets of people's private data through emails and having it be in people's inboxes and security concerns there, but they'll receive those entries in real time. That means they don't have to wait until the end of the promotion to get all their information, or to have to manually import like weekly batches that you might be sending them. So no, instead they'll see those entries appear in the CRM immediately, so they can be much more efficient and timely in following up on those leads. It takes less effort for them as well, and again, like I said, it's much more secure. All right, here's a list of several of our integrations. These are CRM integrations plus other, just login type of data sharing integrations as well. But by the way, the integrations page that I mentioned before, the one that you can show your clients, that's located at the bottom of our Idea Studio, which is ideas.aptivada.com. That'll be updating to audience pretty soon here. But yeah, go to ideas.aptivada.com, scroll to the bottom of it, the page, and you'll see that link right there. You can't miss it. Hopefully you guys are visiting that Idea Studio fairly regularly. Okay, cool. And it looks like we've got a couple of questions. I'll make sure to read those over in hit those right here near the end, actually. Just in fact, I think we only have one more thing here. So, but thank you, everybody who has a question. Please continue to ask if you have any. All right, the other feature I wanted to mention is surveys. Now, this is your other best friend as a salesperson. Sweepstakes and pick'ems are king, of course, but keep in mind that we have several other creative and fun ways for you to you and your clients to collect and enrich their data. You know, if you've heard anything from us, we are pushing first party data. We're trying to get you ahead of the curve here. But specifically when a client needs leads. Quizzes and polls are fun and unique. They're fun and unique ideas. But as a salesperson, like I said, surveys are your best friend when a client wants leads. Whether the survey stands alone and you just kind of pick a random survey taker as a winner, or whether it's incorporated within a sweepstakes, you know, offer bonus entries, 30 bonus entries for taking this 5, question survey or whatever. Even a simple 3 or 4 question survey can go a long way for any client. Every single question can be very valuable for any client that needs those qualified leads. An alternative to asking, having an actual survey is just to ask a question right within the form, and that's fine in many cases, but our surveys do also have many more question types. You can like have a rating question, and so I don't know, there's different types of questions, and you can also incorporate images and media with each question that way through a survey as well. So okay, all right. Now surveys also, by the way, just a quick note, surveys also help your company as well. And what's the benefit of that? Well, remember, the more data you own on your audience, bringing back our name here, the more data you know on your the more data you have about your audience, the more valuable you become to your sponsors, right? If you know who is a homeowner, or maybe which listeners and viewers have children, for example, that these are highly valuable data points, and you can go down the line. There's several data points that are important to collect. Okay, but just as importantly to having the data for them is having more ways you can help your sponsors capture and enrich their data. Again, using quizzes and surveys, and having the ways to get the data that they need. That makes you more valuable as well. So keep in mind that all campaign types, right? The quizzes, galleries, surveys, pick'ems, as we've been discussing today. Okay, cool. I think that just about does it there. Let me hit these questions. If anybody else has any, I'm happy to answer them, and then we'll pick the winner right after we answer these. So Ryan asks, how do I add the contest to my group as a whole universally across all locations? Actually, that's a great question, Ryan. That would be, we've been calling it syndication for a long time. We're trying to change to the word distribution. It seems to make more sense for some other industry. So actually, please chat in, or feel free to email us at support@audience.io. Actually the old Aptivata one still works too. So support@aptivata.com. Email us there, or chat in once you log into Audience, and we can walk you through how to syndicate or how to distribute your promotions. It'll be trust me, it'll make life a lot easier for you if you're running promotions on several accounts. So okay, cool. Thank you, Ryan, for the question. Also, another one, are all of the integrations listed on that page? Yes. So all of our CRM integrations are listed on that page. So you go to ideas.aptivata.com, scroll to the bottom, you'll see that integrations link. And they're all listed right there, and we are continually adding to them, by the way. So the graphic I showed you earlier also included some other types of integrations, but as far as the CRM integrations that are going to help you sell, a promotion or whatever, those will be listed there. Absolutely. Cool. All right, that looks like all the questions. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get to the fun part, right? Picking a winner. All right. Remember, you must be present to win. All right. And then let's see what we got here. There is, as soon as I call a name here, I'll need that person to raise their hand, probably within the chat feature, or maybe type in. Yes, Corey, I'm sorry. Oh, actually, I apologize, Corey. I clicked choose a winner right as your chat came in. I'm sorry. I tried. I apologize, man. So, but Ryan, you asked the same Ryan that asked a couple questions. Hey, we've you are. I know that you're here. You don't have to say you're here because you've been very interactive. So it's been great. It's been awesome. I'm happy to see you win. That's awesome. So, okay, thank you, everyone. We look forward to seeing you next time. In a couple of weeks, we'll do the tips and tricks as well. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.